We're gonna fast forward a little bit too. We're gonna make sure people hear because you got a wild story coming from obviously NBA champion, and then you went overseas, but this journey you had to the EuroLeague included a buyout in Darüşşafaka, right, in Turkey. Yeah, so
Yeah,
give us the story
I
behind
haven't
that.
talked about
Yeah,
that.
give us the story behind
You
it.
know, I've never really opened up too much. I will now, but too much about what happened with all that, man. It was kind of crazy. So the agent I had at the time, it was before Summer League. So if anybody listening out there, man, go to Summer League, free agent, man. Don't leave it, leave it, which makes sense, right? It's common sense, like duh. But no, go to Summer League with your options open. But anyway, so I had an agent a while back, and I had this deal to Drew Safaka, and I was like, oh man, my first EuroLeague deal. You know, I'm excited. I'm like, not really. I don't care about the money. You know, I was like excited to play EuroLeague, so I was like, let's do this. And then so my agent was like, I told him, I was like, well, what if, you know, I go to summer league, I do well, and the team wants me. He's like, oh, you know, I'll get you out. I'll get you out. Me at the time, you know, I don't know any better. I'm like, okay, cool. He gonna get me out. You know, I'm gonna be good. So, not asking any questions, not knowing that you have to have outs in your contract, not knowing any of that stuff. Uh, so yeah, get to summer league. And it's ironically enough, with Toronto, like I don't have a great summer league. I have back spasms. I don't play that much. I play like 2 games. The 2 games I played, I did okay. I mean, I was really struggling. And then I'm like, man, I'm not finna get nothing. You know, I'm headed to Turkey. Like, that's gonna be that. So I'm getting off the plane. He calls me, he's like, man, Toronto wants you for a two-way. I'm like, stop playing. I was like, I ain't do nothing. He was like, bro, I'm telling you. I was like, bet. So I got really excited. I said, oh wait, I'm signed. So are we? What are we doing? You know, we gotta get out of this, right? He said, oh yeah, yeah, just give me a couple of days. Da da da. We're gonna get you out. I said, bet. So I'm going home telling everybody the news, man. I'm like, thinking I'm about to be in the league. Like this is gonna be crazy, yada yada. And 2 days go by, I don't hear nothing. So I'm like, all right, you know, he's taking his time. You know, I talk. You know, I'm like, I'm be patient. A week go by, don't hear nothing. So then I'm like, all right. So I call. I'm like, dude, what's the status? And he's like, man, they're playing hardball. You know, they don't want you to go. Da da da. Da. And I've only been signed for like a week now, literally like a week, week and a half at max. So then I get my pops involved. I'm going to him for some counseling. I'm like, Dad, like, you know, I can't. What are we gonna do if I can't get out? I don't want to go to Turkey. If I go over there, I'm gonna be hot because I missed out on the chance to go to the NBA, and they're not letting me out. I've only been signed a week. Why won't they just let me go? They got plenty of time to get new players. You know what I'm saying? They can go get whoever they want. He was like, "All right, man. If we got to fly to Turkey and meet with them people, we gonna fly to Turkey." And I was like, "Oh, okay, bet." So anyway, we I start calling the team. I'm talking to their GM, coach, everything, and they're literally saying they want my 2 year contract in order for me to get out, like the entire money. So I'm like, this is some messed up. Well, one, it's my fault because I signed the contract with no outs, and then two, they shouldn't be holding me like that when I've only been signed for a week and a half and it's the middle of summer. You can, you know, not like it's December or I'm not costing the team anything. So it was out of spite. Like those people, Drew Spocker, they wanted the entire deal. Like they wanted me to pay 2 years. I signed a 2 year deal. They wanted the 2 years and then some for me to get out and for them to let me out. And I mean, I remember I was so pissed. I was like, these people, why would they do that? You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm just trying to go to the league. I'm not even going to a rivalry team. Like, you know, none of that should
Knowing good and
matter.
damn well that they would have gave you too much if they cut you.
And then you gotta fight for your life to get what you're owed if you're there and they late, and stuff like that. So I was pretty hurt, man. And then me and my family came together and we were like, look, we gonna do this the right way. We ain't going because he was talking about we were gonna my family was gonna get lawyers involved. We're gonna try to do everything we could to try to get out. And we were like, you know what? We just gonna give them what they ask for. We're gonna come together. We're gonna put this money together. And I was like, nah, this is too much money. It was like 200 some $1,000. And I was like, there's no way I'm gonna have my family, you know, and some of the money that I have that I've already made, put that to these people that don't deserve anything, that were just honestly like I just I got some choice words I'm not going to say, you know what I'm
Right.
saying? But like really didn't handle the situation right at all. And that I'm gonna leave that at that. But so we did it. We sent them the money. I said, don't you ain't got we don't have to speak again. We don't have to do anything. that's it. I'm out. I'm free. And then went on to win a NBA championship. So you see how the Lord works, man. Like literally, if I would have been in Turkey, I would have missed out on that whole experience. If I never played in the NBA again, I probably had one of the best experiences ever in the NBA. And that's because I feel like me and my family, thank God we were able to do that, come together and put together that money. I felt bad because I felt like we were kind of in a hole after. I felt like put my family through stuff that they probably didn't have to, just so I could have an experience. You see what I'm
Yeah.
saying? And the team didn't have to do that. Drew Sfaka didn't have to do that. But I did sign. You know what I'm saying? That was me and my agent's fault as well. So it's people at fault all around. But yeah, so I did that, and then I was blessed to be on a team, man, and see all these different things, play, and then that's the story. So it's kind of crazy how it works. And that year, Drew Sfaka was like last in EuroLeague. I didn't miss out on anything. You know what I'm saying? Like it literally was a complete 180, uh, switch. Like if I would have been there, probably wouldn't have had that great of a year. Probably, I don't know if I'd be in the same position I had. You know what I'm saying? So it's all everything that happened now. It was supposed to happen. So
Man, that's crazy. That's a dope story. That's what family for, though, too. But that's a dope story. You don't get to hear a lot of stories like that from an international perspective. Obviously you hear like the Fred VanVleet stories about betting on yourself and stuff like that. So I feel like that's in that same category. So
you say that's what family for till you got that cousin calling you asking you for some bread. That's what family for.
Hey, I'm telling you, I felt like that cousin because I was like, man, I'm putting my family in a hole, like in a predicament, and then I got to use some of the bread that I just made. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, but it was worth it.
Hey, y'all ever watch Peaky Blinders? Yo, what's that show?
I started, but I never finished.
What he say in that show? He said here's to family. Sometimes it's they take you through the storm, or sometimes it's the storm itself. So man, look,
that's facts.
I felt that, man. But that's dope. So what's the?
Fact.
I mean, you could take a lot from that experience. I guess real quick, what's the one or two things that you took away from that experience?
Oh man,
from younger guys, advice you would give, whatever.
For younger guys, yeah, always make sure you have outs in your contract. Especially if you cool with just being there no matter what, 100%, over 2,000%, 2,000% sure you're going, cool. But I always suggest try to get some outs. Whether it be NBA, another European team, a buyout, anything that gives you a little bit of leeway. Because I had literally nothing in my contract, but you gotta remember, like coming from a small school, I had a small agent. Like it wasn't like I was well informed. So I always tell guys just make sure you leave your cards on the table. Don't sign anything too quick. Triple check your contracts. Read everything. Like thoroughly. Have somebody else read it with you. Even if it's just the auntie, cousin, just somebody else have some other eyes on it that they might catch something that you didn't catch. Because Lord knows if I knew just verbally he was saying he was going to get me out the contract, that's not good enough. It needs to be on paper. You know what I'm saying? Like saying that I can get out. So just have stuff on paper that's going to help you down the line. Because I mean, they didn't have to let me out. You know what I'm saying? Like they literally did what they. Now I don't agree with them asking for money for stuff. I was only a week into signing with them. They want 2 years worth. Like that's wild. You see what I'm saying? But they didn't have to. You know what I'm saying? There was no legal obligation to let me out. So I'm just saying, like, make sure you have something like that in and triple check your stuff and make sure you don't just go off of like intuition or word of mouth, like what your agent said. Make sure you can see it on somebody's paper.
That's love. That's good to know for people. I didn't read my contracts that much when I was younger. It took me a minute. So
facts. We all do that. I mean, too. I'll be like, try to have somebody else look through that joint.
Yeah, I know Stanford over there probably gonna say he been reading contracts since he was 10. You know what I'm saying? Since
he was 10, signed
Harvard of the West.
I think my first gig in Europe, I was in Italy, and I didn't get my bread. And then after that, I was like, all right. I started taking contracts real serious after that. Like once you start having a contract dispute, you start understanding the value of contracts, and then you'll never shortchange that again. Like you're gonna start going through it thoroughly and making sure that all right. if I got to spend 2 hours or whatever, double checking every single word in this contract, it's way more beneficial for my next 10 months. So it's definitely worth it, man, because just a couple little words here and there, man, can really
change everything.
come back to bite you.